Okay, we have the cat here. We're going to shrink the cat down at the beginning. Bring the cat over here. So the cat's going to make a pattern for us. To make this pattern, we're going to start on green flag clicked. To reset everything, we're going to bring out another event block to start a different script that will allow us to reset everything at the end. So go to X, Y. This is where I want the cat to go back to at the end. And when I have the cat move, if I have the cat move 60 steps, it should be far enough to be able to see what's happening. Might even be able to do 50. So I'm going to experiment with that. I'm going to press the space key. I'm going to have the cat stamp by going to pen and pick stamp. And then let's see what happens. Yeah, there's plenty of space there, so this is going to work. Students have to experiment with whatever character they choose, whatever sprite they choose, to make sure they move it far enough over so that they can see the things that are changing in their pattern. So with the stamp and the move, I'm ready to roll. Now I need something to change after the first cat. So when I move to the second spot, I'm going to have the cat do something different. I'm going to have the cat change direction. By default, the cat points in direction 90. So now I'm going to have the cat point up. So let's see what that looks like. Reset your program. Test regularly with the green flag. Okay, that looks great. So I like what it looks like, so I'm going to stamp that. And after changing the direction, I have to tell the computer everything that it does. So then I have to tell it to go back to 90. So I'm going to say stamp and then go back to direction 90. If I want to be extra careful with this, I can throw this over here too, and just in case the cat's not pointing in the right direction end of the program, I can reset everything. Now, after pointing in direction 90 again, the cat will move another 50 steps. And what will I have the cat do now? I could have the cat change color. So if you go to looks, then you can find change color effect by, and we can put in 50 just to see what that does. Okay, and then again, we'll have it stamp. And after the stamp, telling the computer everything we want it to do, we can clear the graphic effects, which will put it right back to the regular color it started with. Now let's see what that looks like. Not what I thought it was going to look like. So let's see. Press space to reset. And you'll notice that the cat's still here. So to clear everything properly, I have to pull a clear block out of the pen palette, and I have to go to looks and pull a clear graphic effects out of the looks palette. And then when I press space key, it takes me back to the beginning. I'll try that again. Now you're seeing the orange cat, but if I move the orange cat out of the way, you can see the color has changed. I'll show you later that we can hide the character so that we can see the pattern. Now, after we have changed color and cleared the effects, we want to do something different again. So what we can do right in here, we can change size. So change size by 30. Of course, we'll have to stamp again. And then we have to reset the size. So after changing size by 30, we'll change the size by minus 30. And move another 50 steps. Now we have to see if everything's working, and it's good to have students test often. So let's test our program right now. Okay, so I'm going to press spacebar, and then here we go. All right, so you'll notice there's a bug in the program. The change in color stamped, but then when we grew in size, there was no movement block. So I do need to move 50 steps here before I change size. And this is great for students because they can see that all the steps matter and they have to be very careful in where they place all the blocks of code. So now my program's working. I would ask my students, is this a pattern? And hopefully they would reply, no, it's not. So we go to the control blocks and we pull out a repeat block and we ask it to repeat twice. So let's see what that looks like. That's great. The only thing is we have the cat one extra time. It's not stamped, it's the actual character or sprite. So what I can do is I can pull out a hide block at the end, and of course I'll put a show block over here for the reset function. So the spacebar one last time, test out the program. Now we have a repeating pattern.